What non-sexual skill is a good indicator of sexual skill? Trumpet playing, specifically single-tonguing. Clark's Technical Studies 1 to 5 on a daily basis. Creativity and good communication skills. I am a communications major. Once I grow a pair and talk to girls, I will let you know how I do. Ability to breathe through your ears. Being able to eat a whole banana in one bite. Don't bite unless you know they like it. Wrestling 3 oiled pigs into a hammock. Many years ago there was a Starburst commercial with a young man and a young woman eating the candy. The woman puts a wrapped candy in her mouth and pulls out the wrapper. The man puts a wrapped candy in his mouth and pulls out an origami crane. Presumably coitus ensues. Always loved that they got away with that. The skill of reading other people. If you are able to read a person like a book, your partner is going to have a good session. Damn, that's reassuring. I'm an absolute god at picking up on minor details in women, like she thinks I'm creepy as and wants to get far away. It's subtle, but you can actually tell a lot about a woman by the brand of pepper spray she uses on you. Attentiveness. Not just being a good listener, though that's part of it, but being attentive to your needs and wants. That includes things like being courteous, being thoughtful, and reading the room, picking up on your non-verbal cues and adjusting behavior accordingly. No one is perfect at that, but people who are better at it tend to be better lovers. Dancing or any other body movement art, though not always a fighting art, that seems hit or miss. Body control tends to be a useful sexual skill. Having a giant base in Minecraft. Rapid and accurate typing. Having fully dexterous fingers might seem appealing. Years ago I was dating a woman, and we were on a few-hour-long drive to the beach. I was driving, and as you do, got into the music being played on the radio. I do not remember the song, but I was tapping my fingers on the steering wheel along to the beat. FFWD about an hour. Girl I'm dating tells me to pull over. She wants me to finger her and like now. Well hell yeah. So I pull over, and we have some roadside fun. Finished up and back on the road, I ask her, what got you in the mood like that? Watching your fingers go along with the beat. They were moving fast, moving slow, and you never missed the beat. Got me thinking what else you could do with your fingers. General unselfishness. It means they probably won't mind giving your oral. I can pick up a coin off of a flat surface with my tongue. This is impressive, but have you seen coins in toilets and in nasty public places with some gunk all over it? You may want to find a different object to pick up. Finger strength. I honed my finger strength by playing video games all my life. Lot of rapid button pushing. If they have a green thumb. I have found that guys who love taking care of plants are without exception amazing in bed. They're willing to get their hands dirty, but are also sensitive to plants' fragility and are careful not to overdo things. Somehow, this translates to sexual finesse. You've been banging the gardener on the side, haven't you? Empathy. Knowing how to read someone else's emotions. Flexibility. I had reach but she had flexibility. Confidence. Though strange enough, a lot of dominant women are very submissive in the bedroom. Knowing the human anatomy for both genders. I have charts and diagrams. Strangely, women always seem to want to leave when I get them out when things start to get heated. A cape. Nothing screams this guy's a sex machine more than a cape. Being able to peel a banana with their feet. My dad had the record for the fastest peeling of a banana with his feet in the British Army from 1953 to 1988. I'd put being a good listener at number 1, next to being open-minded and inquisitive, curious. I really think those 3 things are the key to being good at any skill, but especially sex. Because it involves 2 partners getting to know each other very intimately. Self-awareness and acceptance is also important. Because making love is an expression of who you are and your connection to your partner. Tolerance and humor about mistakes also contributes. Because sex is always kinda messy and weird at first, when you don't know each other, and even sometimes later when you do. Willingness to keep experimenting is very important. Aside from that, physical fitness and charisma probably matter. Bass players are particularly good at fingering. Older woman I used to work with said if you want to know how a woman is in bed, Watch her dance. If you want to know how a guy is in bed, watch him eat. Not gagging when the doctor puts the popsicle stick in her mouth. I think about this when I go to the doctor, dentist. Whenever they have to stick something in the back of my throat and I don't gag, I feel like we both acknowledge that I opened my throat so as not to trigger my gag reflex. Something that I definitely learned while giving blow jobs. Doctors like, this bitch freaky. Big feet. You know what they say about people with big feet. Damn, you got big feet. Ability to listen and eagerness to learn. Eye contact. Listening. People who listen to what your voice is saying will listen to what your body is saying. I once read that you're more likely to be good in bed if you're good at petting animals. The logic behind it was that you can tell that you're doing something the other is enjoying instead of just winging it. The ability to laugh at embarrassing things happening to you. Sex is going to have some moments that are widely considered embarrassing. Bodies make noises. Sweat drips into people's faces. Body image issues. Men can finish too early or last too long. Women sometimes last too long or can't finish. Sometimes one of the two wants to try something new and it doesn't go as planned. Sometimes the other person seems to be enjoying themselves too much, so you get embarrassed to say that you're uncomfortable or that they aren't doing anything for you. That's just part of sex. That's why meaningless one-night stands feel so empty. You need to have a good personal connection with someone you're having sex with so that you feel comfortable laughing at these things rather than it being a deal breaker. One of the embarrassing things I listed has literally happened to every single person who has had sex before. Being good at cooking and openly indulging in good food indicates a sense of presence and sensuality you might not otherwise see. Eating sunflower seeds. I used to eat these things by the truckload. Pop a bunch in my mouth and start systematically cracking one open. Eat the seed. Spit the shell. I started this habit when I was 16 and continued well into adulthood. It gave me an incredible dexterity of my tongue. And I've had compliments about me oral performances. 2 words. Handbrake turn. Being interested in other people. If you're just yammering about yourself the entire time, you're a self-absorbed dolt who isn't worth the trouble. If she can tie a cherry stem into a knot with her mouth. A friend of a partner of mine said that male nurses make good lovers because generally they're easygoing, willing to go with the flow, are usually familiar with the anatomy, and don't get grossed out easily. The ability to rapidly dissolve a lollipop. Musical aptitude. Anyone who can play guitar or piano, get ready. If they're good with cats. Cats are extremely fickle, like I need to tell that to anyone on the internet, but to stroke one you need to be attentive. Never run at a cat. That'll usually scare it. Let it come to you. Bend down to show you're submissive and no threat. When the cat is close, let it smell you and check you out. Sometimes it'll circle you. Then when it's ready you can begin petting. Pay attention to where the particular cat likes being stroked best. Listen to how it purrs, how it rubs its head, its facial expressions. Keep an eye on the tail. If it begins to swish, go back and do what you were doing before. Never go straight for the belly rub. The cat might like it, but it's a risk not worth it because it can ruin that cat's trust of you in one move. If it rolls over, it's showing it's comfortable with you. Not always asking to be touched in its most vulnerable spot. When you're done or need to leave before the cat does, let it know you've enjoyed your time. Give it a few long strokes along the back almost down to the tail, but again be careful. They don't like having the area above their tail tickled, but if you get to the right spot and return to the head, the cat won't mistrust you as you say your goodbyes. Being able to fart the entire alphabet on command, and being proud of doing so. Note: this is a negative correlation. If she can stop the football from going in the net in soccer, then she's a keeper. Being able to roll their R's. If that's is done on the clit, Lord help me, it's gonna be a wet night. But you roll your RS on the roof of your mouth. How do I get her clit in the roof of my mouth? Unhinge your jaw like a snake and proceed to completely engulf her. Playing piano. Good with fingers. I play guitar. I have calluses on my fingertips for that +3 to puss rubbing. Listening and paying attention to the person you're with. It's a good thing in and out of the bedroom. I can bite like 5 inches deep of like hot dog or cucumbers. God, I love cucumbers. able to communicate needs, musical ability, and video game ability. I mean, hand-eye brain coordination. You know, it really helps. As a musician and a gamer, I can definitely confirm this is in fact not true. Accomplished car mechanic, a lot of detailed worked in small spaces. Plus they understand the importance of lube. Spinning a pen around your fingers. Lies. I do this all the time and haven't gotten laid. Could just be I'm ugly and have the personality of a lettuce sandwich on rye, but whatever. Look at Mr. Rye over here, more exciting than my white bread ass. Athleticism, wrestling, and dancing skills. Bjork's song Venus as a Boy covers this well. Exciting sex. He's Venus as a boy. Listening to really understand someone. Asking questions to get to the core of what's important to you. They want to have the same level of connection and understanding in the bedroom. Dancing. It shows if you have good rhythm and can move your body. This one gets said a lot. I hate it, because I'm a terrible dancer. The ability to suck the chrome off a trailer hitch is always a good sign. While that might be a good sign of sexual prowess, I don't know how wise it is to start breeding with someone who's practiced it. Seeing someone sucking on a trailer hitch usually doesn't get someone to say, "I bet they're good in bed," as much as wondering what kind of lunatic does that to a car. Being able to completely lick out something out of a container, such as apple sauce or any aqueous form of liquid. My gay stepbrother can hollow out a pickle. I may be scarred for life. If a man bakes his pizza rolls instead of microwaving them, this guy knows things are better when you take the time to do it right. Confidence. Just by whispering, or complimenting her not on her looks, but her skills, e.g., like "You're so intelligent. You're good at this." The whispering part is a mystery to me. Passion, or to break that down, actually giving a shit about things, not being afraid to fight for the things you care about versus avoiding confrontation because it's easy. My fiancée was virgin, but she was the most passionate person I'd ever met, and once we crossed that physical barrier, she was the best lay I've ever had. You ever been moving furniture upstairs with a friend on the other end, and you're pulling up the rear, but just as you reach the top they sit it down because their hands are burning? Well, if your hands are also hurting, then you've got your burning little hands full and you just need to scoot the front bit forward, so you just draw your hips back, throw them forward, and bump that sucker into its place. Well, after a workout like that you've proven to be a generous person, thereby probably a generous lover. Willingness to experiment and learn from the results. No matter how good you are in bed, each new partner is a new instrument that you are learning to play. The only way to know how to please that partner is to talk with them about what they like, and really listen, and then to get in there and practice those things, and try many different techniques in many different ways, and pay attention to how they respond. All you need is attentiveness. There's no such thing as sexual skill. Everybody has their own thing that does it for them. Compatibility and listening. That's the key. If they start giving the breathalyzer a blowjob. The skill of reinforcing extremely serious mental health problems, and of concealing extremely serious mental health problems. I just wear a name tag that says codependent. It really saves everyone a lot of time. Listening. I feel like sexual skill is all about being able to understand what your partner likes and doesn't like, and then doing those things, even if it takes some practice. No one's gonna say improv. Please someone say improv. Yeah, sure, you've been with dudes with magic fingers or whatever, but how about someone who can effortlessly work the phrase magic fingers into an absurd if disturbing mock dramatic eulogy whose ultimate punchline is gay incest? Now that'll rock your damn world. Not sure if this is non-sexual, but my wife told me that she knew I was a good lover by the way I slow danced. Now mind you, I never really considered myself a good dancer, but rolling my hips was my go-to move whenever a slow song came on. We've been together for 29 years now. Shake weights. Milking a cow. Empathy. Slow dancing. The skill of feeling joy and enjoy things. Petting an animal, giving them attention. The way one responds to music. If you notice someone takes a moment to close their eyes and do a nice groove to music, odds are they're a passionate lover. Dancing. Huge indicator of how comfortable someone is communicating with their body. If they dance good, they probably bang good. Some of these answers seem ridiculous. Dancing is the #1 indicator. Easily. Ability to give, take, know when you are in sync, out of sync. Communicate through movement, touch. Control your body. Lead, follow. If you can dance and you're with someone who can dance, well. When I was around 16-17, I was showing a female friend how I could twist my tongue upside down. She remarked how I would make some girl very happy one day. I didn't quite get what she meant until a couple of years later. Being a good listener. I remember reading a women's advice column that said if a man knows how to make a cat purr with his petting, that he's likely to be more skilled in bed. He's paid attention to how a cat responds to being touched in different places, so he's probably done the same with women. A pianist has experienced and flexible fingers.